you're at the construction site, right?
I am, yeah.
Okay, can you tell me why somebody with 2 consecutive number ones and somebody who's just made history in the country world is still working like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm trying to figure out the same damn thing. Because I get too bored if I wasn't on the construction site.
Is that a thing? It's like a passion of yours, and since we're doing COVID and construction is high and concerts are low right now, you can actually just still do this thing that you're passionate about?
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's a good avenue that I can still, continue working before the royalty checks come in, which I'm still
Time now.
anytime would be great. But yeah, until then I'm like, well, I'm just used to working, and so that's just what I'll be doing anyways. So yeah.
So let me ask you this. What were you doing 10 minutes ago before you hopped on this Zoom interview with me?
I was filling my paint can and getting ready to paint a condo.
Do you get it from your crew? Like, dude, we hear you on the radio constantly. You've got 2 consecutive number ones and you're just here painting beside me right now. What are you doing? Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I do. But also I literally, like 5 minutes ago, one of the guys that I work with, it was at a Benjamin Moore. We use Benjamin Moore paint, and the guy that owns that store was like, hey, by the way, I was at some like friend's house on the weekend and they're huge country fans. He's like, and they're playing this song and they're like, oh man, we love this guy. He's like, we love his music. The song Pillow Talkin', like it's just so good. And we're like, he's a local guy. And this guy, his name is Mike, the owner of the store. He's like, man, Tyler Joe Miller, I know that name. Like, how do I know that? And then he looks up my pictures and he goes, oh my God, that's one of the guys that buys paint from us. Like, that's one of our painters. Because I've never told him that that's what I do.
Oh, you mean you don't just walk around saying, hi, I'm Tyler Joe Miller, here's my album, here's my single? Yeah, like...
I do, but the people that answer back go, who's that? Pillow Talkin', we know that, but Tyler Joe Miller, who the hell is that guy?
But do you find that more and more, because you got 2 consecutive number ones now, which congratulations, that's incredible. Do you find more and more you're starting to get recognized, or is it still pretty?
Yeah. A lot of the time if I'm out at like breweries or pubs or stuff like that, before, like nobody would have a bloody clue who I was. And then I did a music video and more pictures and stuff, and more promo stuff is out about me. So it's people are starting to recognize the beard, and I think that's it. They're like, oh, he kind of looks like Luke Combs. I think that's the Tyler Joe Miller guy.
So I don't know if you watch NFL. Do you watch NFL football?
Not a whole lot. I'm mostly
okay. So there's a rookie wide receiver on the Steelers they're calling Mapletron this year because he's kind of like Megatron, Calvin Johnson back in the day, but he's Canadian and he's tearing up the league right now. And so I think maybe we can call you like Canadian Combs or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maple Combs. Anything works.
Honeycombs or something like that.
Honeycomb. Ooh, I like that.
I got to ask you this. You're the first independent artist to have 2 consecutive number ones. I'd Be Over Me Too. It's so crazy because we talked after Pillow Talkin'. You introduced this new song to me. Now it's number 1. Did you at least get time to celebrate that properly, the fact that this is happening, or has it sunk in yet?
I mean, celebrate as much as we can, being in a friggin' pandemic, but
about paint.
Yeah. I just painted. It was great. No, it hasn't fully sunk in yet. But it did a little bit more than Pillow Talkin', honestly. Where Pillow Talkin', when it happened, it almost seemed like this weird dream that was just like, like it was just weird. It was like, oh, like this is my first song out. Like I hear this doesn't happen, and it did, but I'm still painting. I'm still going on with my day. Like it's whatever. Literally, when I found out, it was on a Zoom call with all of our team, and I went right back to spraying a ceiling. But this time, it's sunk in a little bit more because I'm a writer on the song, and so it kind of went, holy crap, something that I was a part of writing, recording, getting out there. Like from the very start, it was a song baby of mine that it was like, whoa, like people are, like driving in their cars and listening to this and singing along, and they know my lyrics that I wrote. Like, so that made it hit way more than Pillow Talking, in a way where it was like in different ways, not more. It was just like, holy crap, this is actually, I felt more like an artist than a singer. And so that was pretty cool.
So last time you find out on a Zoom call and you go back to spraying a roof, what happened this time? Were you on another Zoom call? Did you spray another roof? What did you do?
No, I woke up in the morning and I looked at Dale's text or their email, whatever it was, and looked in it and I went, oh, cool. I went back to sleep.
You went back to sleep?
I laid in bed for a bit. Actually, I might have gone back to sleep for a little bit. I was tired.
You didn't even like go on your phone and get yourself some Uber Eat McDonald's to celebrate or anything? Like, you couldn't even give yourself a little treat?
No, it was so early my time. They're Eastern. I'm Pacific. I was like, I gotta work in like an hour.
You went to work that day?
Yeah, of course I went to work that day.
Did you at least bring like a bottle of champagne to celebrate with the crew, or did you tell them?
No.
Tyler! No, yeah, at all.
No, I did. We did. Had a little bit of a actually, what the hell did we do? I think we just had we had a little bit of a celebration with a couple of close friends, but had some beers. Who's we?
Yeah.
Just me and a couple friends, a couple close friends around Vancouver. And yeah, and then this week we also we did a little celebration. Myself, Mitch Merritt, and a couple other buddies celebrating the number one, and then celebrating the next stuff that's coming out. So
I Would Be Over Me Too is basically an apology to your ex, right?
Yeah.
Does that? Do you know if that ex has heard the song?
Yes, she has.
Did she text you about it? Did she call you about
it? She knows about it. Loves the song. Yeah, so does her husband. So.
So did you send her the song, or did she one day say, "Is this about me?" How does that happen?
We oh God, I hope she doesn't see this. Oh yeah, she will. Yeah. We're meeting up with, like, there's a group of us friends that were having like a small barbecue thing, and so we were kind of chit-chatting about like that and figuring out who's coming and all that stuff. And then she went, "Hey, by the way, I heard the new song, love it, it's so good." Like, I was like, "Great, thank you for the inspiration." And she said I want writing cred, so
you're so like, yeah, I'm still waiting on those checks to come in. The royalty checks aren't coming in, so you have to wait a little longer.
That's where my my royalties are going to. That's why I have to continue painting.
That's incredible. So are you currently dating? Are you looking for somebody else to inspire a breakup song? What's happening there?
Ooh, saucy. I don't know. You have to wait for the next song. No. Ooh, that'd be a good cliffhanger. I am. Yeah, the next song will tell you. I am dating currently. Yeah, and so but this is all good songs coming out of this, so that's nice.
We're going to stop the interview and go back to the moment your face got extremely red when you started talking about this new relationship, and we're going to really highlight that fact. It seems like it's going really well.
Good. It is
yeah, let me paint you out of this corner. And speaking of painting, we do this series on this Barn 49 YouTube channel. You've told me this story, just not on this platform. It's called My First Time on the Radio. Tell us about the first time you heard one of your songs on the radio, where you were, what feeling you had.
First time I heard my song on the radio was at our construction site. And it was our local station here was doing just putting it up to see if people liked it, like a hot or not kind of thing. And that was the first time I ever heard my song. And yeah, we sat there and our crew listened to it and we went, holy crap, this is me on the radio. This is friggin' weird. And then we went right back to work. And then And then we had the radio keep on going, and so there was people that were calling in being like, hey, I went to elementary school with this guy, or like, hey, I used to play soccer with that dude. Like, I didn't know he was a country singer. Like,
hey, I'm on the construction site with that guy right now. He's great.
Yeah. Tell him to hurry up. He's dragging.
So did you freak out? Did you have one of those cool moments? Did you call your mom and dad? Or do you just, like you said, went right back to work?
No, I think I just, literally just went back to work. It was kind of just, I'm a very independent person. Family supports me like pretty good. I'm very much like oh, this is cool, but whatever. I'm just gonna get on with my day. I'm not one to celebrate myself too much. So I just kind of like, I don't know, just get back to work, keep myself occupied, and but yeah, it was pretty damn cool to hear it. And so I think it just didn't sink in, and I'm more of like a process later kind of guy, and so it definitely hit me more later on. And then the second song being on the radio, we heard it for the first time when me and Mitch Merritt, one of my managers, we had flown back from Toronto. We were there for an MDM, my label's some like general meeting, and we're driving back, and all of a sudden I Would Be Over Me Too comes on the radio, and that was the first time I'd heard that one, and that's when boom, it hit me. I went, holy crap, something I wrote is on the radio, and like people I'm driving past are probably listening to this. And they have no clue.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this.
That was a pretty cool moment.
Is something you wrote going to be your next single, or is it a song that was pitched to you, or what's coming next? Because we got to make it 3 for 3. You're a good Canadian boy. You need a hat trick.
Yeah, the next song I will be called Fighting. And I wrote it. It's written locally here in
the bathroom where you are?
In the bathroom where I am. It's written locally by all Canadians, so that's pretty cool. And it's myself, Wes Mack, another great artist and writer.
Love Wes Mack.
Dan Swinimer and Dave Faber, us four wrote this new one called Fightin'. And so we're excited to get that one out. And it's definitely a different feel than the first two have been. So this one's gonna be.
Is it a slower song? Is it a love song? What is it?
It's more mid tempo, so it's not quite slow, but it's slower than the other ones. But it's more of this one's gonna get you thinking. Where this one, it's called Fighting, and you can kind of assume, country song, maybe like bar fight or whatever. It's got this kind of like aggressive title, but the whole song was actually, when we were writing it, we were talking about how we were all kind of struggling with some stuff. And so the whole thing was, we wanted to write about, from the posture of going like, I've got stuff, I've got demons under my bed and skeletons in my closet, like I got to deal with, that nobody sees. And so we kind of just started talking about it, and almost became like a therapy session, we call it. And so we ended up writing this song called Fighting, and it's all about fighting yourself to become a better man or become a better woman, whatever you are.
Incredible.
And so the whole thing, is just kind of being more introspective and being like, you know what, like I got things that I'm hiding, and I'm just kind of done with that, because you need people around you to, once you expose the darkness with light, like it goes away, and other people can help you deal with that stuff. And so
I'm a big believer in talking about mental health and being open and honest about mental health. I actually want to start a mental health podcast focused on country artists and how they deal with anxiety, depression, whatever you're dealing with. It's something I've had in the works for a while. I had my first grief therapy session in about a month to deal with what I'm dealing with. What is it that you were internally dealing with? You don't have to get into the deep of it, but what inspired you to be like, okay, so I'm dealing with this, maybe I can morph it into a song or talk to this group of people about it?
I didn't even imagine that it was going to be, this is what we were going to write a song, and hell, it was even going to be a single. Like, I had no clue. But this song, it was more about, I was just making some dumb decisions. I was just kind of being a jackass sometimes. And not like I was being mean or a jerk, but it was just like I was not happy with decisions I was making, and I could see that things that I was doing was not fulfilling me. And it's just kind of like, I don't know, we're always trying to find things to fill that hole, and we're always told that nothing does. And then we find out for ourselves that nothing does. And so the whole thing was like a big thing for me, and I really hope is portrayed as, and I think a lot of things, or this can be true for a lot of people, is like loneliness. So like loneliness can bring you to do a whole bunch of stupid things, but like you can be in a crowded room with, surrounded by people, and you still feel like you're the only person, or the only person that understands you, or that sort of thing. And I'm a very social person, if you can't tell. I'm so extroverted. I love just being around people, and I'm just always outgoing. But then it's like when you get home and you're by yourself, like who are you then, and what's going through your mind then? And a lot of the times it's like I'd realized in my past that I would go through relationship after relationship, because I'm trying to fill this loneliness in me, but I'm just jumping the gun and, trying to find somebody that, oh, I get along with this person, great, but I'm not looking for the important things, the quality.
Because you don't want to be alone with yourself.
Totally, you're just filling that void, but it's temporary. And so the whole thing is, there's a line in it, and any girl who tries to love me, I'm scared to death will break her heart in two. And so it's like you don't even want somebody, you want somebody, but you don't want to get that close.
Don't get too close, but come in a little bit. Yeah.
Totally. And so you chase after that fulfillment, and then you look for red flags to also push them away. And so it became such an unhealthy thing relationship wise for me that, I just didn't even want to be involved in that. And it's just like, you know what, I got to focus on myself. And this time that we wrote the song, all of us were kind of dealing with some stuff. And then I started talking about it. We all start talking about it. And it's like, oh, wait, I'm not the only one that deals with that. Like you deal with that too. Like, but you're married and you deal with loneliness.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy. Like all this stuff. And so it was so interesting just to be open and honest and real. And that's what the song is trying to promote, to be.
I think you're going to help so many people, not only people that are dealing with loneliness because of the pandemic, but just whatever they're dealing with. Like you said, just to hear somebody else, and especially somebody on the radio say, I'm dealing with something, somebody's going to be driving along and be like,
yeah,
okay,
totally.
That helps.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. We just want to open up that conversation of being like, you know what? You don't have to hide these things. Let's get rid of that stigma of, like even like people going to counseling, like you say, you're going through group counseling, like that is, oh, so helpful. I just went for counseling the first time I ever this last year, and it was one of the best things I could have done. And I'm a person that is a fix it myself kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like I've broken my nose and broke it back, got a hockey puck to the face and all that stuff.
Done
just
that,
like,
but okay.
Yeah, I know. But I'm like a fix it myself kind of guy where, I don't like going to the doctor. I don't like going to whatever. But this, it was like, you know what? I've got some things that I can't just fix on my own. And
some things internally can't be fixed by yourself, and you need somebody else, right?
Totally. And so just breaking down those stigmas to be able to be like, you know what? It's a good thing to talk about these things, and it's going to be so helpful, and let's normalize that. Like and we didn't even mean it to be like a mental health kind of song, but it just is. There's nothing we could do about it. There's nothing we could do. It just is what it is.
So we got Fightin', we got I'd Be Over Me Too, we got Pillow Talkin'. That's 3 of the 6. What's the EP called that we're going to get on Friday?
The EP is called Sometimes I Don't, but Sometimes I Do.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we can get that anywhere?
Get that anywhere. Friday.
And will you bring me a copy when you come paint my house?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I want to get you out of here on a couple of things
on your wall.
Because you're always so fun. Last time you told us a great story about getting scratched in the ass by a panther or something like that. It was one of my favorite things that's ever happened.
Yeah, Jaguar.
We play this game every day on our stations called Quick Draw. So I'm going to shout out something to you. You just say the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
Name an animal that starts with O.
Octopus.
A breakfast food that starts with B.
I was going to say breakfast. Bacon.
Something you wash that starts with D.
Diapers. Oh. I'm not a dad. I don't know.
I am, and I would never want to use reusable diapers. I'm going to get heat for that, but they're so gross as is. I just want to toss that thing away.
Well, I wash diapers.
A product that starts with L.
Lysol.
Nice. A baked good that starts with C.
Cookies.
Cran cookies.
Yeah, cran
A
cookies.
Canadian
those are my
songwriter,
favorite.
superstar, musician that starts with T.
Terry Clark.
Tyler Joe Miller would have been a good one, but yeah, Terry Clark will work.
Who's that? Oh, that guy that looks like Luke Combs.
Oh, Canadian Combs, Honeycombs.
Honeycomb, baby.
Honeycombs. Let me ask you this. I'll get you out of here on this because I've taken up so much of your time, but I just love talking to you.
All good, man.
We do one thing on our show every day, and it's called a one call debate. Yesterday, because of the American election, we had 4. So I want to see where you land on some of these. What's worse on a sandwich? Because yesterday was National Sandwich Day. Raw onion or mushrooms?
What's worse? Raw onions?
Yes. Correct answer. Why?
I love mushrooms.
Get it? What would you rather do? Be on the phone with somebody or be on FaceTime with somebody?
Be on FaceTime.
Oh, really?
I guess so. I mean, we're on kind of FaceTime right now. So
yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, yeah. I can turn my camera off.
Well, I said during a phone call, I can go do things. I can cook. I can go to the bathroom. I'll put you on mute. I can watch TV.
That's true.
On FaceTime, you know what I'm doing all the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I had to leave the bathroom. Yeah.
What's better if you're going to get a takeout night to celebrate your 3rd straight #1 single? Not that I'm jinxing it. If you're going to treat yourself to a takeout night, are you getting pizza or Chinese food? What would you prefer?
Pizza.
That choice.
Don't get me wrong. Love Asian cuisine. I'm more of a sushi guy than Chinese, but I love it all.
What are you getting on your pizza?
It's just so good. Oh, deluxe. Just everything on it.
There's onions on that. I can't do it. Question number 4. Last night, the election canceled my favorite TV shows. If you had to watch one, and you can't say neither, because I feel like you will, would you rather watch This Is Us or The Bachelorette?
Oh, This Is Us. Dude, I love This Is Us. That's such a good show.
You don't care that you cry every time?
Well, I don't tell people that, but yeah.
Okay, my co-host is gonna love this. Why do you love This Is Us so much?
Man, it's just so real. Like it goes through such like real situations, pulls you into it, makes you feel like you're a part of it. But also it's just like the writers are so smart. Like they're so unreal. And so I don't know, it brings you into story and it gets you thinking about things. I don't know. It just gets you thinking and it's so good.
I know your new single is going to get us thinking. I appreciate your time so much. I know you got to get back to work because you don't believe you're a country superstar yet. So yeah, go paint a bathroom like you need to, but you don't.
Well, just to pay the bills. That's it.
When we're allowed to travel again and you're allowed to come through the station, we can actually visit one-on-one. We're going to do a series and it's going to kind of be like Tool Time, but it's going to be you teaching me how to do handyman stuff.
Absolutely. Tyler,
I know how to do nothing.
Tool Time.
Yeah. It's our own version of Tool Time with Honeycombs and Reynolds.
Yeah. I love it.
Awesome, buddy. Thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the 2 straight, and I can't wait to spin the new one.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
See you, brother. Appreciate your time.